asking everyone, are you a feminist?
I would say somewhat, yes.
Are you a feminist?
Feminist, like I say, I don't have the equal rights, same thing. I'm not.
Okay. All right. Oh, well, okay. I don't know what's going on there. So this is okay. Oh. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah, that's a oil rig or something out in the sea. All right. That's a guy jumping between two ships. I don't know if he's going to go weld something. Okay. There's a dude jumping out of a helicopter in the ocean. Yep. Okay. Oh, that looks fun, Oh, that looks like a good time, just sinking in 50-foot waves, no big deal. So if you had to wager, what the percentage is like between men and women who occupy the jobs that are, the jobs on that ship, what would you wager is the gender breakdown there?
99% are male.
It's probably male. I mean, so we should probably analyze, aside from just the money that people make, we should analyze other sorts of gaps, right? So there's dangerous job gaps, for example. There's, men are more likely to die on the job gap. Men are more likely to be electrocuted to death gap. Men are more likely to be crushed to death gap. Men are more likely to drown to death gap. Do you know what delta P is? Delta P. So this often happens with like underwater divers. When there's a pressure differential, if there's enough pressure, there's pipes, right? And if there's there's different ways this can occur, but basically you can get like sucked into a pipe and just basically your body can be imploded in like half a millisecond. I think the gender gap there is pretty significant. More likely to work outside in the heat or cold gap. More likely to work undesirable, disgusting, and dirty jobs gap.
More likely to die at war.
So, I mean, there's all kinds of gaps. Are those gaps due to sexism against men?
Well, I think this whole conversation of feminism and sexism is based on history. In history, there were those gender roles where the men went to war, the men worked those hard jobs, the women stayed home.
Still do. Mm-hmm.
Right, sure. But the reason that women started going to school, learning to read, started even working as teachers and going to law school and all that was because of one feminist.
No, it wasn't.
Then what was it?
No, it wasn't. Well, it was a series of women who did that. And most women at the time didn't want to vote.
I don't mean one individual person. I rescind that. But it was a group of feminists that pushed for women.
Most women didn't want it. Most women didn't want the vote.
But feminism
they didn't want the 19th Amendment.
Is allowing, it's moving towards equality. It's allowing people to do what they please. So it's saying that if a woman wanted to get educated, that she was allowed to go get educated, the same as a man. It's not denying her the opportunity.
So you're saying that women can't get educated?
That's not what I'm saying.
Right.
Well, what's interesting about the education argument is since the 1980s, more women have been going to college. That's 40 years now. Is it due to sexism, or is there like this misandry against men in society now? Because I'm at UCSB, I suspect the breakdown is it's 60-40. 60% women, 40% men. Is UCSB, the school you guys go to, is it a deeply sexist institution because it's the 20% more women going to that? That's not equal.
Well, I don't think equal opportunity necessarily means that everything that we see is 50-50. There are some schools that accept more men than women. There are some schools that
actually no. Globally and certainly in the U.S., there's at almost any institution, the women outnumber the men.
But you just said equal, though. That's why you said equality for women. That's what feminism's all about.
It's giving them the same opportunities.
But they have the same opportunities.
Now they do.
And in many cases, they far exceed it.
But I'm talking about...
Do you think that maybe your brain is a little bit poisoned by the fact that like a lot of women just complain a lot about this, when actually they've got a pretty good lot in life?
I'm not saying our life is bad. I'm explaining that I'm a feminist because I supported all the work that it took to get here.
To get where?
To get to equal rights.
So you do think you have equal rights?
Yeah.
Right.
That was never my argument. My argument, you guys were asking
But you were literally just saying that you want women to be 50-50 in corporate jobs. Do you think that now that we've told you this, do you think that that's kind of a ridiculous position?
I didn't say that I want women to be 50-50 in corporate jobs. I was talking about how in corporate positions you said that men have these interests. They have more interest
Yes.
in these manly things.
Yes.
Investing, this and this. And
Mhm.
I'm saying, I'm seeing a change in that. I'm seeing that the majority of the women I know are looking into STEM or looking into that times are changing, and that feminism means that we have the opportunity to
But if you look at
pursue
all
those
of the,
interests.
if you look at like the literature on this in terms of behavioral psychology, women are biologically more interested in people, whilst men are biologically more interested in things.
Okay.
Women are more nurturing, whereas men are more inclined to be protectors and providers.
Sure.
So we're going to go into those more high-paying jobs. And that's why throughout history, that's how it's been.
But feminism is about women that want to pursue the same careers as men having those opportunities, because we didn't always have those opportunities.
Can I ask, like Brian just showed you a bunch of videos of men out on oil rigs and getting smashed about by waves.
Okay.
Do you think that it's kind of ridiculous that there's a movement of women saying that they want 50-50 and equal treatment in the top air-conditioned corporate offices when men are out here literally dying at work every single day?
But those men also have a decision. They chose to apply to those
Yeah,
jobs.
and women don't want to go near it with a 10-foot pole.
Okay.
That's
Would-
their decision.
Also,
Sure, but
would,
feminism is about allowing those decisions.
Feminism is about getting what you want when it's
Preferential
convenient
treatment.
for you. It's preferential treatment. It's about usurping men when it really at the bottom rungs they'll never ever go for those positions.